this is Benson. I am your child's math teacher for this school year. My email and my phone number are below. I'm so excited to welcome you to this open house. I wish that we could meet in person, but hopefully we'll be able to do so soon. I teach Algebra 1 and Honors Algebra 1. So this is my daily schedule. In the morning, we have office hours, all teachers do, from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And then we have our classes, and then we have our afternoon tutoring hours from 2 to 4:30 p.m. If I ever have a meeting and I'm unable to attend the full afternoon tutoring hours, I'll post an announcement on my Schoology page so students will know when my tutoring hours end for that day. In Schoology, my Zoom links can be found at the top of the page. So for Honors Algebra 1, they'll just see one Zoom link. They'll only see the one that they have for that class. Same thing for Algebra 1. But they're at the very top of the page. All assignments can be found in the Unit 1 folder for right now. We are in the Unit 1 folder until September 3rd, sorry. And when they click on the Unit 1 folder, the folder inside goes by each lesson. So for example, in Honors Algebra 1, today we are working in Lesson 6, and they can see that because of the date corresponds right next to it. And it's set up the same way in Algebra 1 and in support. So we have our unit folder, and when they click on the unit folder, they'll see all of the lessons inside there with their dates right next to them, and they know exactly where to click given the date. For Algebra 1 and Honors Algebra 1, the syllabus information is pretty similar. For the grading categories, it's 50-50, so 50% formative assessments and 50% summative assessments. So formative assessments are things like classwork, homeworks, quizzes, things like that. And then the summative assessments are like the big end of unit tests. As of this moment, we are still scheduled to have an EOC in May. So that's the Georgia Milestone Assessment. That is worth 20% of the grade. So in the spring, our grading will be a little bit different because we'll have to account for that 20% of the grade being the milestone. If I hear word that the milestone is canceled this spring, just like how it was last spring due to the coronavirus, I will let you and the students know as soon as that information is available. But at this moment in time, we are still scheduled to take that milestone in May. I recommend that students have a TI-84 graphing calculator. Any version of the TI-84 is great. I think this is the plus CE. The regular 84 is fine. The CE is fine. TI-83s are good. The great thing about this calculator is it will last your child throughout all of high school, all of college, and beyond. The 84 works for everything. It's approved for the milestone, the SAT, the ACT, the PSAT. It will really work for all the types of standardized testing that your child will need, and I will be showing them how to use it in class. There are free graphing calculator apps that are available. In the syllabus, I mentioned Calculate 84 and Desmos. Those are also really great free graphing calculator apps. Unfortunately, students aren't allowed to bring their phones into those high stakes testing environments, which is why we recommend a handheld calculator. They'll also be able to use that handheld calculator in class. They are expected to complete practice outside of class. The way you get better at math is by practicing problems and asking questions. So really encourage your child to ask questions during class, whether it's during class, in the chat in Zoom, during my office hours, anytime at all. They really need to ask their questions. That way I can help them the best that I can. Unit tests can replace the lowest quiz grade in a unit. So for example, in Unit 1, we had a quiz already, and our Unit 1 test is coming up here the first couple days of September, I think the 2nd and 3rd, and that's for both Algebra and Honors Algebra 1. And so as long as they score higher On the test, I will go back and replace their quiz grade with their test score. So no matter what the quiz score was, as long as their test score is higher, I will go back and replace it. Support is a little bit different. So if your child is in algebra with support, support is 100% formative assessments. We don't do any major testing in support because they're already doing that in algebra. Support is really there to support your child's learning of what they're learning in Algebra 1. So on support days, we're doing a lot of individualized instruction. You know, one group of students might be working on one thing, while another group of students are working on another, and then I might have one or two students working on something else. So the support days are really different for each student, and what I assign them is based off what they need. So if I'm like, okay, this student is really struggling with radicals, I'm gonna assign them some videos to watch or some remediation on the radicals to help them with that. And on the other hand, you might have a student who's excelling and doing really well, and they need some enrichment activities. And so support will look different for each student each day. So support's gonna look a little different each day. It's 100% formative. It's not there as a class to stress them out. They're given the time in class to get the work done that they need to be successful in algebra. Here I have this QR code. If you take a second to scan it, the QR code will take you to a Google form, and it will just have you fill out your name, your child's name, and some information so I can contact you throughout the school year. I really wish I could meet you in person. I can't wait until we can do so. I'm so excited to teach your child this year, and I hope we can work together to have them be successful.